main character, he's being hunted down and killed because he has an artifact that he himself created that is super powerful that other people want, like an artifact that could destroy the world. They also are chasing him down because of the things he's done and the things he's told them to do that either they misunderstood or misinterpreted. So yes, he doesn't have a great relationship with these people and they want him dead. And he has his little pet cat with him, and he hides his cat on a tree that he's leaning on from a fatal wound. And he's trying to keep his cat hidden and safe because his cat is a spirit beast, and once he's gone, people will use his pet. They will force his pet into a blood pack, and he doesn't want that. He never put his pet into a blood pack. He's not going to let anyone else to do it. So before he dies from this fatal wound, he's going to take everybody out with the artifact he created. And he does do that. And he says goodbye to his little pet. And when the cat realizes what's happening, the cat's trying to get him to wake up. The cat is trying not to let him leave, but there's nothing the poor little kitty can't do. 300 years go by before the main character fully awakens once more, and he's just drifting thanks to his divine soul. He finds a divine tree and attaches himself to that divine tree. And it took him about 30 whole years after he awakened to find this tree and attach himself to this tree. He uses somebody else's divine punishment, where lightnings come down and hit you, lightning tribulations, but he uses somebody else's to attach himself to the tree. And when he goes searching for the person, he most likely knew the person would have died because it was 7 days full of lightning turbidities, no one surviving it. And he basically takes whatever is left of the guy, which he finds a device he himself created, and he takes it. He's like, oh, I feel bad for this person because it's supposed to survive lightning turbidities. It itself survives, but the person won't who has it. So this person definitely got scammed and fleeced. But he takes it with him. He's at the get-go of his convention once more, so he has to join a sack, and he joins the Melide sack, and the Melide is his pet cat. He does not know this, and up to where I am, he still does not know that his pet cat will be his Shujin. He joins the sack. They're deciding who will be just lower ranking disciples or part of a sanctum or working underneath the sect leader, and they take themselves also personal disciples. You can be in that sanctum, but you also will not be like a personal disciple. You'll just still be a low ranking disciple or a second ranking disciple. Second ranking disciples are part of a sanctum, but they're not personal disciples of a sanctum master or the sack leader. Yeah, I'm a little confused about how the rankings work in sacks. This is the best understanding I got. But yes, the main character at first wasn't chosen by the sack leader or the sanctum masters that were there, but when the Melide shows up, and this is when the sack leader actually noticed the main character and was going to give the main character to somebody, the Melide showed up and was like, no, he's mine. I'm taking him. He's my personal disciple. And he has only ever had one personal disciple. And he chose the main character to be his second. After testing out the main character's convention, he slaps a jade booklet onto the main character. And the main character is supposed to use his convention to look at the jade booklet is inside the jade. That part I was really confused. But he's like, hey, you're supposed to teach me how to do this first. Like, you're lucky I was reborn, or I would know how to do this. And he does know how to do this, so he's able to use his convention to see what the booklet is, and it's basically just a cookbook. He has to go inside a certain area that he and the other personal disciples are allowed in, and he goes and cuts down trees and uses the trees as firewood and goes and kills animals and cooks those animals. And the Melide shows up in his cat form to eat with the main character. And the main character, before he discovered the cat version of the Melide, he thought he would have to go searching for his cat and be years or decades before he finds his cat. But finding his cat in his sack, he was really pleased about this. Once he really looks at his convention book, he realizes that it is for somebody who is reborn. And once he realizes that, he goes to the male lead. He tells the male lead that he is reborn and that the male lead was correct. And he hadn't known the male lead would know this because the male lead knows he is the main character, but he doesn't tell the male lead his true identity, what his past life's identity was. But we all know the male lead knows what it is. And I love the inner monologues of the male lead. He's always hissing and griping at the main character, and it's hilarious. The male lead's other personal disciple is out and about, which this dude is a tiger spirit beast. We discover that when he enters the place, and his personality is more like a big dog, but he is the tiger. And the male lead likes using him as a personal bed, a personal warmer, like he does the main character. But because he's out and about, all of the dude's work that is supposed to be done by him is done by the main character, because personal disciples do pour in work. And so the main character, to make sure work gets done and people are actually doing that work and they're getting rewarded for the work and punished for the work they do not do, he puts up a system, and the male lead agrees to this system. And it also has a rotation thing, so not somebody is doing all the work all the time. They can do their convention and somebody else can do that work. The main character, he makes these like magical dagger thingies, and he goes to an auction sales and he sells them. And like people who, sell stuff at the auction house, they're not supposed to bid at all, but he uses his position to higher up the pricing of the bidding. He's not actually bidding, but he's making people want to bid more for it. If it had been a more high-ranking auction house, he wouldn't have been allowed to do this. But because it's a low-ranking auction house, he was able to get away with making other people bid higher for his item. So at the auction house, they see a leopard cub being sold, and the main character, he's trying to get the male lead out of there because he thinks the male lead is going to be uncomfortable by it. And the male lead, for a bit, he is uncomfortable by it, and he's kind of cling to the main character, but at the same time, he's like, I know how spirit beasts are treated. I am fine. And the leopard cub was sold to somebody and was made into a blood pact with that person. Back when the main character was a powerful demon lord and had his own sack, women were gifted to him. Now, he didn't use those women like the people expected him to. He gave them no care or attention. He had them just do minimal tasks, and that was literally it. And once he was defeated, those women returned back to their demonic sacks. Well, one of these women recognizes him, and she was the person who bought the item he sold at the auction house, and she wants him. She desires him. Now, she doesn't know it is him, but because he looks like his past self, she desires him. She wants him. And her partner wants the male lead because he sees just a spirit beast and he wants the power and control of a spirit beast. So they attack them. Obviously, this fails for both of them. Another two converters from an Orthodox clan also saw these two and wanted the male lead. And again, the main character and male lead are attacked. This time the male lead shows his true self, though the main character didn't realize this. He just thought his spirit piece was in the safe hands of his master, and his master showed up to save him. And the dude who from the Orthodox has realized who the male lead was pleading for his life, showed who his grandfather was, and the male lead, he's not having it. He puts this dude in his place. He also breaks the blood pact this dude had with the leopard cub and took the leopard cub with him. By doing this, he destroyed the dude's mind, and he killed the other guy that was with the Orthodox clan member, and the male lead, the main character, goes and handles the dude who the male lead destroyed the mind of, because again, that would cause them even more strife and issues.